everyone, welcome back to another episode. Even with the hospital locked down, Mr. Jeon couldn't be found. The police was finally called in. They took a statement from everyone who was present at the time of the disappearance, and they also went through all the surveillance footage angles the hospital had of her. Other than what Taekook said, there was nothing they saw on the cameras that could help. They saw him walk Mr. Jeon into the bathroom, then he walked out alone. He returned to the bathroom with 2 minutes. About 2 minutes later, holding a stack of clothes and coming out running frantically. Everything matched the statement he gave. Other than using the main door, there was no other way to exit or enter the bathroom, so it was a mysterious. The police analyzed the footage over and over to see if it was trapped with, and it wasn't. They knew that soon Joy would be called as well, but for now the police weren't letting anyone in or out of the hospital. This brought them some of the time to prepare himself to meet the main player in this. No one outside the hospital has catch wind of the news because everything had been contained within the walls of the hospital, but soon everything would change, and Tim was well aware of this. His control over the situation was only going to last until this all got out. Tim was exhausted now. He had been asked to go over what happened that night over a million times. I have already told you everything, officers. Even if you ask me over and over, my answer wouldn't change because that's what happened. Patients with mental problems wander away from us many times. Why wouldn't you believe me, officer? We know that patients wonder. What we cannot figure out is where the particular patient went. To wonder is one thing, but to disappear is totally different thing. I'm certain you know that, Mr. Kim. Yes, I do, but what I don't understand is why I have to sit here and be treated like a criminal. Officer, bear with us for a little longer. We are just doing our jobs. You are the last person who was with Mr. Jeon, so we have to keep you with us until we can be certain that you had nothing to do. Do I need a lawyer? Officer, you are not under arrest, so whether you need a lawyer or not is all up to you, but I think you calling a lawyer when you have nothing to hide will make you more suspicious. The officer, we both know that innocent people get arrested, get tired and found guilty, while criminals walk free. There are people who can pay for their innocence and some who long for theirs while rotting in jail for crimes they didn't commit. I am going to ask for a lawyer just so I can give myself a better chance at keeping my freedom. Officer, if that's the case, then I wouldn't keep you here any longer. Just know that even though you wouldn't be answering any of our questions, you cannot leave the building until it's okay to do so. I wasn't planning on going anywhere. Then walk out of the room and walk back to his office. He found Ji waiting for him in the hallway. Ji, Dr. Kim, what actually happened with Mr. Jeon? This has never happened before. Do you think someone him? I have no idea what happened tonight, but don't worry yourself too much about this. We have other patients to look after. Have you gone to explain the situation to them? No, I was waiting for you to finish talking to the officers there. Okay, in that case, let's do it together. Okay, our unit has only 4 patients who are aware of the situation. The other 2 have not woken up yet since their surgery is there. Okay, let's go count the 4 that might be a bit unsettled. Them and she did their due in making sure the patients were okay. After it was all done, Theo knew that he needed to go face the people. That wouldn't be as easy to convince. He walked into the office. He was expected there to be 3 men waiting for him to come explain himself a bit more, but in his chair sat a woman whose face is remembered very well. Tim was wondering how she even managed to get into the hospital when they were in the state of lockdown. Then he remembered that this same woman could buy off anyone and anything, and he understood it wouldn't be if she couldn't get in. Finally, Dr. Kim is here. You and I have a lot to talk about. Good morning, ma'am. I am not sure we have met before, Joey. Oh, I know. We both know that we have met before. Maybe it was too brief for you to remember, but I remember you very well. May I please ask you to reintroduce yourself? I really have no recollection of who you are. Joy, I am Mrs. Jeon. Joy, I hear you lost my husband. Sorry, that we have meeting under such circumstances. Yes, I seems to have lost him. The look escaped him a bit, but he knew he started this and he must stay composed. Joy, I don't know if I should call you ignorant or stupid, Dr. Kim. I also don't know if someone is paying you to do this, but I can tell you this, it's not going to end well for you. I don't know what you are talking about. Mr. Jeon was simply wandering off. It has nothing to do with being paid or whatever you are talking about. Thinking of Joey, don't play dumb with me, doctor. I am not one to mess around with. Where is my husband? Your guess is as good as mine, Mrs. Jeon. I really have no idea where her husband is, but what I do have are these test results. What would you like to go through? Joey, do you think I have time to play silly games with you? Just tell me where he is and all this will be over. If you insist on making this hard for me, it will be all backfire. I don't know why no one believes that. I really don't know where Mr. Jeon is. I really have no idea. What do I know is that Mr. Jeon came here for a second opinion about his health. His son said he has dementia, but my test results say something totally different. It seems someone has taken a laboratory to continuously and him a fountain of in his body. As his wife, do you know how these got into the system? Joy, what are you trying to say, doctor? You are saying him and cause him to get sick. What do you take me for? No, I only ask if you knew how they got into the system. Do you know these are really to his brain, but it's a good thing that some of the effect can be resolved. Her eyes almost fell out of her head when she heard that some of the effect of could be reversed. Joey, what are you saying? is right now. Are you telling me that this whole time my husband wasn't sick, that someone was trying to give him the response? This response would have been good for as soon as she found out about her husband being, but not after she found out that the effect would be reversed. She was just trying to cover her tracks. No genuine feelings of shock at all. Taekook could see right through her. It seems so, but my hands are tied until we found him. I wouldn't know how much damage they had on him, and until he is found, it would be dangerous for a man like him who had given so many to go cold turkey without proper doctor's supervision. His body could go into shock and he could die. Taekook only said this to distance himself from Mr. Jeon's whereabouts, but every word he said was true, and his worry about him was genuine as well. He gave Jungkook everything he would needed to rest out of his. This would have a hard thing to do even for a doctor, so for Jungkook and his father it would be almost impossible. His father's willpower will be tested every second that goes by without those, and Jungkook will have to watch his father suffer through a lot of pain. Joy. So you really don't know where my husband is? They know. I really don't know, but I hope he is okay. Worry was all everyone could see on Taekook's face. If there was not, they were looking at him. What lay ahead for Jungkook's dad was nothing but brutal, raw pain until his last speak out was out of his system, and Taekook wasn't going to be there to comfort or help Jungkook. Ever since Jungkook got a call from Taekook to come pick up a package at the hospital, no matter how hard his brain, he couldn't figure out what that package could be. The exchange between the two men was so quick but yet so detailed that even on his drive home, Jungkook was still confused as to what has happened. He was handed his father a bag full of medicines and a long list of instructions and detox to call in case of emergency, and he couldn't get a hold on him. His father sat silently next to him, just looking at him as if he were seeing a ghost. To his defense, he was also told over and over again, Jeon, hello Jungkook, JK, hello father. I believe this is our 6th greeting so far. Do you wanna say something else to me? Jungkook was aware that the situation with his father was bad, but he didn't expect it to be this bad. Jeon, did you come back with mom? JK, whose mom? Dad. Jeon, my wife, she left with you and never came back to me. Did you come back with her? JK, no dad, mom and I didn't go to the same place. Jeon, that was all his father could manage before Jungkook noticed that his father had sweat beads forming on his forehead, and told him that depending on how often he had given that, Jungkook would start seeing withdrawal symptoms. They soon got to Taekook's place, and Jungkook quickly set up everything for his dad in guest house. Taekook did a great job labeling everything. He gave Jungkook the dosage, time to administer the meds, how often, and instruction of how to handle things like cramps, vomiting, and Everything was written down in detail from the handwriting. Jungkook could tell that the note was written in a hurry. He bathed his dad and hooked him onto an ivy with the first round of maths. This was not the first time Jungkook had to assist someone on a detox. His uncle also went through the same thing after his mom passed away. Uncle Dang has gotten himself addicted to for a season, and when he decided to kick the habit, he did it with Jungkook's assistance. No matter what he had gone through with Uncle Dong, there was nothing that could have prepared him for the sort of battle that lay ahead. It didn't take long before his dad started showing withdrawal symptoms. He started complaining of nuisance and soon vomiting for load. Jungkook knew that he needed to keep his dad hydrated and comfortable, for every hour was a battle against new symptoms. The hardest one to deal with were entrants. Jungkook felt also alone and tired by the end of the second day. He couldn't call them or Yoongi for help because they were keeping Joy distracted at the hospital. He also didn't want to draw any suspicious towards them. On top of dealing with his dad's situation, he had to finish work on the finances of Jeon company. He had to prove that there was a lot of money laundering going on in the company, and at the center of his was Joy and his. He was playing so many people with the company profit, and then the truth in the books. She had so many people in her payroll that it was hard to get people to talk or turn on her. So Jungkook had to depend on the fact because of the relationship between Yoongi and his brother, it was very easy to get the company's. Jungkook had his hands full with his dad and his investigation, but that didn't mean he wasn't deathly worried about them. Every moment of silence was consumed by worry for them, but Yoongi's words kept replaying on his mind. Thing is not weak. Jungkook longed for all this to end, so that him and Theon could enjoy their relationship. He was ready to face relationship challenges together without all this extra drama. This motivated him a lot. He even gave him strength and to endure from sleepless nights and physical exhaustion from holding his dad down, so he doesn't hurt himself when he goes through. At the end of the day 4, he had nothing left in him. He was tired and mentally spent. The good thing that his days was started to show signs of normalcy. He ate all the meats and didn't vomit or experience cramps. He didn't have the previous night either, so they got some sleep throughout most of his dad's. Jungkook noticed that his dad would call out for his mom. He wasn't ready to tell him that mom was killed by the woman he is married to. His dad was already going through a lot, and Jungkook didn't want to add to the pain. Physical pain is nothing compared to heartache. JK, Dad, how are you feeling today? JK, I can manage. Jeon, I can manage my stomach. Still feels a bit off, but that's nothing I can't handle. You look way worse than me, though. Jungkook, it's nothing a nerve can't fix. I am just tired. Jeon, sorry you had to go through all this for my sake. It had to be done. So don't apologize for something else responsible for. You didn't know, Jeon. To tell you the truth, I think I did know. I knew the whole time what I was being given, but I didn't resist. JK, what? Why did you let yourself be to this point? Jungkook had to restrain himself from yelling. He wanted to know why his father would allow such a thing, and for that to happen. Jeon, it numbed the pain when I found out about the death of my son and wife. It was very painful for me, and I didn't have any other way to numb the pain. So being disconnected me from reality, and I didn't feel the pain. I was already losing my mind from grief and didn't really care what happened to me. Jungkook understood every word that came out of his father's mouth. He saw it firsthand with Uncle Dong. The endless pain, the agony from losing someone you love. He himself went clubbing and even had drinks to numb his pain. When that didn't work, he threw himself into seeking vengeance. JK, you didn't care that she would destroy everything you and mom worked so hard. Jeon, you are right. I built everything with your mom. When the Jungkook family pulled out their partnership, I had no will left to fight. I felt like I was losing a kill again, and both times I couldn't do anything to save her. JK, but Dad, you can't just give up like that. Jeon, son, I had nothing to fight for. If anything, I wished every day that I would die, but death never came. You were gone, your mom was gone. For what? Money, fame, status, what? Then I am being told I have kids that I never knew how I made. Everything just too much for me, and trust me when I say I welcome every dose I was given. Only when I saw you at the hospital did I regret how frightened you are asking the hard questions. Is that too late to fight for Michael, for you and everything? JK, it's not too late for you. Will be shocked to learn the list of people. The list is much longer than mom and myself. Jeon, what do you mean? JK, well, while you were high on, people were losing their lives. Your wife did more than just you. She killed people, including mom, tried to kill me twice. Jeon, what do you mean? Michael wasn't a car accident. JK, there was a lot to talk about, but we both need to be rested and in our right minds to talk. I am tired and you need rest. We will talk tomorrow. All I can say is you're safe, because there wouldn't be any available for you to run away from reality. Jeon, I am sorry I was coward back then. I used my pain to justify my action. That wouldn't happen again. JK, it's better not, because if it does, I would kill myself. Jeon, can I ask you one more question before we go to bed? JK, yeah, sure, go ahead. Jeon, this is not a dream, right? You are really here in front of me. You are not a ghost either. Right, JK, what do you mean? Am I real? We have been talking and living together for 4 days. I am very real. The reality of his death, pain, and loneliness hit Jungkook hard for the first time in a long time. All he wanted to do was hold his dad and assure him that even though he couldn't bring his mom back to life, Jungkook himself would be his dad's side. He reached out and hugged his dad, and they both sobbed. Jeon, you are real, thank God you are real, his dad repeated over and over through sobs. To be continued. Two more episodes left, and their truth is going to come out in front of the whole world. What do you think about this episode? Comment me down. I'll see you again. Bye bye.